Hi folks, it's Messy Church time. It's Messy Church fun in the snow today. Isn't it a glorious day? Just look at the snow. It's sparkling. It just makes you want to go out and play. And that's what we're all about today, is having fun in the snow. What do you like to do? Look, oh, this is not good snow for snowball. It falls apart. So what else can we do in the snow today? We can make tracks. We can build snowmen. We can make snow angels. Come on, let's go. Let's see what happens in the world here. See? What else can you do? It's fun to play in the snow. It's fun to have fun. So, you know, our story today is about a little boy, Peter, and how he went out and had so much fun in the snow, and he took a snowball into the house for later. Now, our snow is not very good today, but let's take some in and see what happens. But before we can read Peter's story, Evelyn has got a special craft for us to do. Just hang on.
Well, hello Messy Church families. Today we're going to do a snowflake art. I'll show you what some of them look like. Here's one, if you can see that. And another one. And here's this one. You can use various colors. The brighter the better. And this one didn't turn as very dark, but it'll show up. You can see it, but on the computer is not so easy. So what we need to have is we need to have a white crayon, some paint, which can be food coloring paint, or food coloring, and you add water to it to make it the color you want, nice and bright, and I use blue. And there's these other paints that you can use, and I've added water to them too to make it the right consistencies, because you want it like water paint, or you could just use water paint. And you might even need to add water to that too to get it to go. You'll have a look at it and you'll see as we go. You need to have a paintbrush. I've got a 1/2 inch one. You can get a bigger one or whatever size you like. A little bit bigger would go faster, and smaller one will just be taking a little bit more time. That's okay. And we need white paper. I've got an 8.5 by 11, and you need some salt. So that's all you need. First, you take your favorite color that you choose, and you put it in a container, a small one. And if there's a couple of you at the table, you might each want your own color, or you might all want the same color. And if there's a couple of you, you might want to have your own salt shaker, or a little bowl of salt that you can sprinkle on. Okay, so first off, you take your paper, you put it down, and you're going to draw snowflakes on it. And on my white crayon I've used, and you got to press hard, and it broke. So don't be surprised if yours breaks, but anyway, so you take it, and just, if you can see on the computer, we take the paper, and I've used my fingers as a guide and put them, say, here, and I want the snowflake to go in between my fingers. So I'm going to draw a line, and a line across, and a line through, and a line through. I'm not sure if you understand what I'm saying. When you see this picture here, you can see how I drew with the white crayon. That's my stars. So if you can take your finger and sort of give a width that you want it to be, and just draw some lines on your paper to make a star, and then go to another spot, and make them all over. Sometimes if you lift it up, you can see where you made it. Then you can go over to another corner and make another one, or all over it. Just keep making snowflakes. Anytime you want to stop this video and we're going too fast, just stop it and you can catch up. Just make little snowflakes all over. You won't be able to see mine, but there's lots on there. Let's see if I can see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think about 5 to 7 would be nice. Okay. So once you've got a whole bunch of snowflakes on there, you can stop and wait. And I will show you the next step. take your crayon and just make little circles, little wee tiny little dots all over it. And those are going to be your tiny wee snowflakes. Just anywhere on the page. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of a snowflake or not, just all over. Just make dots all over. And those will show up as little wee snowflakes amongst your big ones. And your snowflakes, you can make a whole bunch of small ones on them with the lines. You can make a big one, you can make a bunch of small ones with a big one. You can do whatever you want. You can make as many, but various sizes, it doesn't matter. When you do, maybe you'll do a couple of these and you'll see what you like. Okay, now that you've got your snowflakes all drawn on there, you can do the next step. Okay, the next step is you have your paint and you have water that you've mixed together. And I've chosen blue. And I'm going to move this over to the side. And you're just going to take the sloppy water paint and you're just going to paint all over it. And I've got a plastic tablecloth on mine because then I don't have to worry about getting anything dirty. And then you just paint all over it. And then your little wee snowflakes are showing up. Yes, keep going all over it till you got it covered with paint. Not too much that it gets too wet that you can't even pick it up. Okay, and get the edges. Okay, and when you're ready for the next step, you can join me again. Okay, the next step is to take a salt shaker while it's still wet and sprinkle salt on your artwork. If you have some in a bowl, you just pick it up and sprinkle it all on top. And that will give you, once it dries, you'll have a sparkly effect of your snowflakes. Okay, now I'm about to show you what I made. If you can see it. There's all my snowflakes. And it was blue. So hopefully you had fun making that, and we will try another craft another time. Take care, kids. Bye-bye.
Hi again. Now that was fun making that craft with Evelyn. Isn't it neat to see the snowflakes on the picture and how they just magically appear? I love it. Anyway, it's fun to have fun, no matter whether you're inside or outside. But today I've got a story for you called A Snowy Day. It's written by Ezra Jack Keats, and it's about Peter, a little boy who loved to play in the snow. And I told you, I gave you a hint about what's going to happen. The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. One morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. Has that ever happened to you? After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for the cars and for walking. Crunch, crunch, crunch. His feet sank deep into the snow. He walked with his toes pointed out like this. And then he walked with his toes pointed in like that. Can you do that? Make tracks with your toes pointed out and then with them pointed in? That's fun. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks. And then he found something and dragged it along, and it made another track. What do you think he found? I bet you guessed it. He found a stick. The stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. Uh-oh. Peter, watch out. down fell the snow, plop, right on top of Peter's head. And off he went. Oh, what are these boys doing? Can you see? I think they're having a snowball fight. Peter thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet. So he made a smiling snowman. Look at my friends. And he made angels. That's what I did in the snow, remember? He pretended he was a mountain climber. He climbed up a great, big, tall, heaping mountain of snow and slid all the way down. And he didn't even have a toboggan. He picked up a handful of snow, and another, and still another. He packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. He told his mother all about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. Oh, now look what he's doing. He's having a nice warm bath. And he thought and thought and thought about all his adventures in the snow and what he could do tomorrow. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. Uh-oh, his pocket was empty. What do you think happened to the snowball? It wasn't there. He felt very sad. While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted all the snow away. But when he woke up, his dream was gone. The snow was still everywhere. New snow was even falling. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went out together into the deep, deep snow. Do you think they had fun? I think so. I think it's lots of fun, whether you're by yourself or whether you're with your friend on a snowy day. And look, I brought the snowball in, and guess what? There's no snowball left. What do you think's in my pail? Yep, you're right. Just water. So what else could you do outside in the snow on a snowy day? You can make snowmen and snow angels. You can make tracks. You can get a stick and end up getting a whole bunch of snow on your head. You can play a game that I love to play called Fox and Goose. And you can look for tracks in the snow. Just think, I bet you could find the tracks for a rabbit. We've got them in our backyard and we live right in the middle of town. Birds. What if you go out into the bush? I wonder if you'd see some tracks of a deer. Anyway, there are so many things that you can do to have lots of fun outside. Now, that was fun too. So I want you to meet my friends, though I should have introduced you to them before I read the story. This is Snokey 1 and Snokey 2. And Snokey 1 and 2 are going to teach us a song about snow and snowmen. So they've got their hats and their mittens. Whoops, I better put my scarf on first. And their scarf. And they're all ready to sing with us. Are you ready to sing? I think you'll know this one. It's called Snokey Pokey. You ready? All right, stand up. Here we go. You put your right mitten in, you put your right mitten out, you put your right mitten in and you shake it all about. You do the Snokey Pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. You put your left mitten in, you put your left mitten out, you put your left mitten in and you shake it all about. You do the Snokey Pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Are you singing with us, Snokey 1 and Snokey 2? I hope so. Are you ready? Here's the next one. You put your hat in, you put your hat out, you put your hat in, and you shake it all about. You do the Snokey Pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. You put your scarf in, you put your scarf out, you put your scarf in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, oh no, not the hokey pokey. You do the Snokey Pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Woo, woo. Okay, I hope you've had a lot of fun, and I hope you have a lot of fun in the snow, and you can keep singing those songs as long as you want to. But you know what else? This video for Messy Church, Fun in the Snow, is coming just before Valentine's Day. So I want to show you something else you can do. You know those neat pictures you made with Evelyn? Look, I can make it into a framed picture. Doesn't that look nice? And here's another one that really shows you the snow, the salt, the shininess of the salt. But you know, it's Valentine's Day. And you can take those stained papers, and after you've made it, maybe draw a heart or something special and make it into a card that you could give to your grandma or your grandpa or your friend. Or look, here's some blue ones. And even the red ones. You can make all sorts of different things. You start with a craft and then you do all sorts of things, and it's Valentine's Day. And one other thing that my grandson did for me, we were playing in the backyard and he made a heart track in the snow. You'll be able to see the picture. He made a heart, and in the middle of the heart, he made an angel, a snow angel. And then he went around again on the outside and made an even bigger heart. So when I'm standing doing dishes, I see the hearts and the angel in my backyard. And so it's like I'm getting a Valentine many times during the day for my grandson. So there's so much fun you can have in the snow. So go, laugh, love each other, because laughter and love are what really bring us true wealth. Happy Valentine's Day, happy snow day. Have a wonderful time, everyone, and thanks for joining us on Messy Church. Bye-bye.